Let's see if this happens. Uh, Not sure if anybody's going to come back, but I want to give it just an ending to the drama that just occurred or is in the process of occurring. So I'm waiting to see me because of the latency issue, but I am on low latency, so I should see comments a little bit faster now. So if you have any interest or want to know why I'm here, and there's a part two, it's because about 5 minutes ago we were kind of coming to the end of this stream, and I heard some yelling. Obviously, we are, in quarantine basically, and we heard some yelling. I heard some yelling. It was pretty loud, and usually when that happens, even though we're a loud house, it means there's something additionally wrong. And it turns out that our dog got off the leash and then ran and bolted. Now here's the concern: that dog is in heat, and so we have another dog. I call it the shit dog. That's our neighbor, mainly because it's this little tiny dog that comes around our property and shits all over the property, but also because whenever a dog is in heat, this dog is coming to town and has been hanging out recently. So it's sort of the indicator, and we've been meaning to take our dog to the vet, but we haven't been able to, obviously because of everything that's been going on. We were trying to avoid this round of going in heat. So that's all information you don't need to know, but I think they're going to get the dog right now, and it should be all right. Hopefully it's not a huge fiasco. I haven't heard the door close yet in terms of them coming back. And again, I don't expect a lot of people to show up for that. But at least there's a little bit of an end to what I just sort of abruptly did, which was say I have to leave and the stream is over. Sorry about the hunting in terms of the focus right now. I just have to go and handle something on my camera. There was a question that somebody had about the best camera to use for doing courses and things, and that is a big topic overall to have a discussion about. I think it's probably a good question to ask today during Camera and Flask if you can make it at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And I'd like to discuss it then, only because I'm at this point now where I have to start getting ready for some Zoom meetings, the new norm, and all of that fun stuff. But I would say that if you're going to do stuff yourself, the first thing you really need to consider before you consider anything else is the AF system in the camera, and how good and how reliable is that system. And the companies in the mirrorless space that are doing that really, really well right now are Sony, Canon, and Fujifilm. And so those are sort of the beginnings of your research stage. And then the lenses that you choose will have an effect as well. Part of it is user experience, and then you get into things like color science and how well the camera deals with that kind of stuff, how flexible it is in that area. And I still, because I've been doing all this other tech stuff for everything that we're setting up, I've been setting up for this streaming, I still need to go into my X-T3 and dial in kind of the look that I want in this particular space. But A6400s, the A7 III, if you're willing to spend some more, the X-T4, the EOS R, and then of course when the R5 comes out, that will be a camera to look at. So how about that for your sort of research? Sony A6400, Sony A7 III, the only full frame camera I'm mentioning not the only. Excellent autofocus, and probably the best in terms of color science from the Sony offerings there. Fujifilm X-T4 just coming to market, and then we're looking at the Canon EOS R, and then the R5 when it comes out. And there you go. So thank you for coming back. I don't see any comments in here right now, which is okay. And I hear the door closing, so I think the dog is probably back. And thanks for watching. Don't forget today at 3 p.m. Pacific, Cameron Flask. I'll get into some other stuff having to do with Ecamm Live as we go forward, especially how we're handling a little problem where we want that 4-up with myself, Caleb, and Ben, and then a logo. And there's a kind of weird workaround for that. So we'll talk about that later on. And thanks very much. And I'm going to go check to make sure our dog is fine. There you go. See you later, Clay.